Hello there, it is Jen, and I am back once again with another 12 by 12 layout. This time a picture of my friend's little boy. This time he's a little bit older, so this is a more recent photo um, than the last one I scrapbooked. And I am using Basic Gray, Hey You, Hey Boy. I have them all sort of thrown together, so I'm not sure which is which, but these are all Basic Gray papers and embellishments except for the one that I made myself, and you'll see that in a little while. So here I'm just trimming a tiny bit off each of the corners, or each of the sides, and that's because there was like a border that didn't have any numbers on it, so I wanted to make sure that I took it off each of the four different sides. And that left me with it looking more uniform. And then I'm just going to use that matte paper because I really don't like matte paper. And I'm just going to use that as a border around the edge where there's no map on it. So I'm just using some gray Memento ink to do the inking for this layout. And making sure that it's the size I want it. And then I'll put some adhesive on there. And as soon as I flipped this over, I thought, oh, I like the other side, but it would have been way too busy. So I'm glad I stuck with the gray. And you see those little embellishments over on the left. I made those. The one in the middle is the one that I'm going to use, but I use the text that's on the one on the top as my title. I always have a hard time coming up with titles, so I sort of stole that from that little cut apart piece. So here I'm just trimming some papers down, no particular size or anything. I basically just make different size blocks that I use to layer. Some running vertically, some running horizontally. And that's just my method, I don't know. And that paper there had text on it, and it was written in two different directions, so I just cut it and I'm going to use it in two different places. And this is a really fine polka dot paper that I'm going to use as well, and it has a gray polka dot on it. So again, I ink everything up in the same ink just to keep it cohesive. I love orange and gray together. It's always been a good color combination for me. So I'm just going to go ahead and use that today. I guess I'm just drawn to those colors. I don't know. I really like orange. I joke around that orange is my favorite color, and I think it kind of is, but it's just not a color that I wear. I don't think I look good in orange, but I like the color orange. Not like fluorescent orange, but like this color orange is okay. I prefer like a little bit more of a burnt orange color, but and I like orange and brown together as well, so here I'm just layering up and seeing what looks good before I start to adhere things down. And I decide I'm going to punch, use that punch there on a piece of paper. I thought about using the acetate, or not acetate, vellum there, but I decide against it because it's too white and everything else is sort of cream based. So, but I am going to use that punch there. I actually forgot that I owned it. But yeah, I break that bad boy out. Just add a little bit of something, something. And then I'll ink that up too and sort of rough it up a little bit and then get that adhered as well. And I've been doing a lot more scrapbooking lately. I did just order myself the Canon selfie. It came. I just haven't gotten out of the box yet to play with it. Maybe I'll play with it later tonight. I don't know. Depends on my mood, I guess. I just got done exercising, so I'm just sitting here for a few minutes before I go grab a shower, and I thought, well, I can do another voiceover, that way it's done. So there, I'm just putting that acid-free adhesive on my picture. I think I say this in every video. It's the only time I use acid-free adhesive tape is when it's going to touch the actual picture. Everywhere else I use general purpose ATG tape. And I should have trimmed the picture down before I put the adhesive on, but I didn't. And then I realized if I wanted to cut out a piece of that, because it was like real close up at one end. I think it was like part of the table or something that he's underneath, and it just looked odd. So I wanted to take that out of there. So get that trimmed all up, and then I will ink it as well. And then I think I'll finally start adhering things down so that I can start embellishing. Yep. So here I start getting things put down permanently. And I seem to do this differently every time. I think it's funny. Sometimes I watch, other people and they always do it the same way. They'll work from the top to the bottom or bottom to the top, or they'll just, use adhesive as they go. But for me, I guess it just depends on my mood and how big the pieces are too, or how cumbersome it would be to try to put it together. If there's a lot of little pieces, I think it gets to be kind of a pain. But then I can't always remember when I do it this way which direction I had everything, and then it ends up looking totally different than it did originally. But whatever, I guess as long as it looks okay in the end, that's all that really matters. So, fiddle. Guess I could have taken a lot of this out. I must be getting faster because when I cut these, or whenever I speed them up, they've been under 15 minutes without me having to cut out a bunch of stuff. So that's why there's a lot more stuff that's like left in here, because I don't have to keep cutting things away. But I might have to start, because some of this is like so boring to look at, even for me, and I'm the one that did it, so I don't want to bore you guys to death. I don't know if there's anyone out there that fiddles around as much as I do or not, but I'm in no hurry. I want to be happy with it when it's said and done, so I look like I'm trying to find a little something to... Oh, must have been grabbing the washi tape. This is just a gray and white stripe washi that I have, which worked out pretty good. And been using it more lately. I have, not a huge collection of it, but probably like maybe 20 rolls or so. But I just hardly ever remember to use it, so I've been trying to use it more lately. There's that little, there it is, the little embellishment I made. I have a whole tray of them that I had made the other day with scrap paper, and I'm not sure exactly which direction I want to put it, but I just used a bunch of scrap paper that I had that are in colors that I usually use to scrapbook. Oh, there you get to see a tiny glimpse of my gluten-free pretzels there in the upper left-hand corner. I didn't think you'd be able to see them, but you can. And this is the container I keep all of the, well, not all of them, most of my embellishments for these basic gray collections, the Hey You, Hey Boy, and Hey Girl collections that I bought when they were on sale. I have like the chipboard and a drawer all out of the packages so that I could just rummage through, and the die cuts mostly in another container. So I just keep the stickers and the letters and little flags and things and brads and all that stuff in here. And then I keep that file folder to keep the pieces that I cut down that I don't use out of the 12 by 12s. I have the 6 by 6 pads as well. Probably could fit them in there now that I've used some of it, but at the time when I had it all, I didn't have room to put them in there. And I do like to use the 6 by 6 pads for layering sometimes too, so I might have to put them in there. And I have two of these. I have no idea why I took the time to cut this one open, because the other one I already had started using. I got this one at Tuesday Morning for 99 cents, so. And I don't even think I end up using any of them, which is kind of funny that I took the time to cut it open. And here's that little container I said I have of the die cuts for these collections. So I'm just going to rummage through there and see if there's anything I want to use. And oh, sorry, I'm yawning. Okay, how many of you just yawned? I'm sorry. I just have a terrible time using frames. It's just not something that I do very well. So, yeah. I have them, I just don't ever use them. I have some really cute little chipboard ones, or not chipboard, wood veneer ones. They're super cute and haven't used any yet. I like that little camera, but it had blue in it, and I really didn't have any blue anywhere else, and I would have had to add some to tie it in, and I just didn't want to fiddle around. I don't even remember if I pull anything. Oh, yes, I do. I pull out that one right there. It's not orange, but it is gray, and it gives me a little bit of a round element, so everything isn't so rectangular. Because I end up I use a brad too, so that helps add another circular element. I'm really trying to find something to use in there, and I just, yeah, I just keep trying, and it just doesn't work. There, I used that there. Those frames, they'll probably be the last thing in there. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm doing it again. What is my problem? Well, I didn't have any coffee today, so that might be part of the problem. But I'm probably going to have a cup tonight because my husband and I ordered, well, let me back up. My husband found, whenever we go shopping, if he takes me to like Tuesday Morning or something, he obviously is not interested in scrapbooking stuff, and it drives me crazy to have him like right there next to me because I feel like he's bored out of his mind, and so it makes me kind of agitated. So he goes to other sections of the stores that we're in and looks around. So last time we were at Tuesday Morning, he was over and found a bag of organic coffee, and it was called Marley, and it had a picture of Bob Marley on it. And so it's organic coffee, and we have a Keurig machine, so that's what we use most of the time to make coffee at home, but we do have an old coffee pot. So he went ahead and bought it, and he's been making it on the weekends when it makes more sense to have a whole pot of coffee for just two people. So we ordered some K-Cups, and they just came today, so we're going to have to try them tonight. They were different flavors that we had found online. So here's some slow motion pictures for you to check things out up close. Thanks so much for watching, and if you like what you saw, please take a moment and give me a thumbs up. It always brightens up my day. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.